The evolving global order and potential transformation of workplace democracy represent critical shifts that are reshaping our world. This analysis examines both the decline of American empire and fundamental questions about how we organize society, particularly through the lens of Marxist critique of workplace hierarchy. The traditional structure of workplaces, whether in capitalist America or state-controlled China, follows a deeply undemocratic model where a small elite group controls decisions affecting the majority. This arrangement persists across economic systems, from private corporations to state enterprises, creating what Marx identified as a fundamental contradiction in how we organize production. The current system mirrors historical power dynamics like master-slave or lord-serf relationships, raising questions about why we accept such anti-democratic principles in our workplaces while simultaneously championing democracy and government. This workplace democracy question becomes particularly relevant as we witness the transformation of global power dynamics. The United States faces unprecedented challenges to its dominance, forcing a re-evaluation of both domestic and international arrangements. The current moment represents not just economic and political shifts, but potentially the beginning of a broader questioning of social organization that Marx anticipated would eventually become necessary. A particularly telling quote from the analysis states, "Why aren't we running the business the way we run the community? Everybody has one vote whether you sweep up or you're a machine operator or you're a forklift driver or you're a clerk. We decide how does this business function, what do we produce, what technology do we use, how do we divide up the output?" This fundamental questioning of workplace hierarchy suggests the possibility of more democratic alternatives to current arrangements. The geopolitical landscape shows several critical developments that illustrate this broader transformation. Russia's strategic pivot eastward represents a historic shift, with Putin explicitly reorienting away from Europe toward Asia. This realignment, while currently manifesting as a strong Russia-China alliance, contains inherent tensions. Historical precedent suggests potential conflicts between these powers. They came to military blows in the 1960s, and the United States may attempt to exploit these divisions to maintain its position. The European situation has become particularly precarious. Traditional U.S. allies face severe economic challenges, with Germany, historically Europe's economic powerhouse, entering recession. This decline stems partly from lost access to cheap Russian energy and reduced Chinese demand for German machinery. European leaders now face impossible choices between increased military spending and maintaining their social programs, all while the United States pursues an "America First" policy that effectively abandons long-standing allies. The statistics regarding China's rise are particularly striking. While the United States achieved 2.7% growth in the past year, China reached 5% growth and India achieved 7%. This widening gap demonstrates the futility of American attempts to maintain dominance through military posturing or economic bullying. The IMF, a Western institution, confirms these trends, suggesting the gap between established and emerging powers continues to widen with each passing month. Trump's approach represents one attempt to manage imperial decline through aggressive unilateralism, tariffs, and bullying tactics. However, this strategy appears increasingly ineffective in a multipolar world. The analysis suggests this failure will create space for alternative approaches, potentially leading to the emergence of leadership, possibly a Bernie or someone like that, who will propose a more cooperative international order. The transformation extends beyond just international relations to questioning fundamental social structures. Just as Trump's suggestion of negotiating with Putin initially seemed shocking but gradually gained acceptance, future proposals for radical reorganization of society might follow a similar pattern, initial resistance followed by acceptance of necessity as circumstances force change. The current global tensions and economic challenges might accelerate consideration of more democratic, egalitarian structures that Marx envisioned. The unsustainability of the current system becomes increasingly apparent through multiple indicators: Germany's recession, China's continued growth despite American opposition, and the fracturing of traditional alliances. The choice increasingly appears to be between managed decline through cooperation or chaotic collapse through denial and aggression. The United States faces a crucial decision: either continue attempting to maintain dominance through force and economic coercion, or accept the reality of a multipolar world and work toward a new global architecture that accommodates multiple centers of power. This moment of transition creates both dangers and opportunities. While the decline of established powers often leads to increased conflict and instability, it also opens possibilities for fundamental social reorganization. The questioning of workplace hierarchy and consideration of more democratic alternatives could represent the beginning of broader social transformation, suggesting that current challenges might lead to more equitable and democratic arrangements in both international relations and workplace organization.